we are not in the Apollo era anymore. We are in the Artemis era. So what does that mean? It is not space food. You have 3 chefs right here. This is space gastronomy. We are doing this very differently. We're thinking about it in a perspective where we're bringing human connection, true relatability when it comes to what food looks like, what food means, the value that food can give, not just to astronauts, but if we're gonna do this kind of incredible research and build out this technology, what is the value here on Earth when it comes to resiliency with what we're doing with our research up there? So, I want to talk about something that's really meaningful to maybe many of you, but for heritage space food, the thing that we focus on the most is gastrodiplomacy. Something that Charisse mentioned in the previous panel is how at the JAG restaurants, they watch their patrons and they see what types of cutlery they use, and if they're only using a spoon and a fork, they remove the knife. And they no longer use the knife as part of the setup for the tables. There is a value in looking at the communities that come and want to be a part of the process and allowing them to tell the story. The beauty of using food is that it is our greatest equalizer. It is a thing that we all can understand and conceptually get behind. We can talk about it from a very let's do a representation of each country, which we will. But if you look at it from a place of, if you let the communities outside of the space industry globally tell the story of what these space missions need to look like, the public engagement is going to be on a whole other level. I understand that NASA spends millions on marketing, I'm aware of that, but there is quite a disconnect with how the public sees that, and it has to do with the fact that it feels like an ivory tower of science, and even though the perspective is we're hitting it from different angles, I don't think that we're doing it from the perspective that JAG is doing it, where they're just watching the communities and letting the communities dictate what this needs to look like. So in gastrodiplomacy, that's one of those things you can do, is you can allow the story of space food be dictated by the communities outside, and you can bring it in as a way to make more engagement for all the research that you're doing in your various sectors. So it's one thing that you can actually use to equalize and connect everybody. And so it's very meaningful. That is why we are heritage space food. We're not making space food, but we are talking about it from this perspective.